Are you having productivity problems in your business? Hi, I'm Cheryl Texera. Join me now to discuss how to mitigate this risk to your business once and for all. All right, so productivity problems are a real business killer. And if you own a business, whether you work alone or you have help, productivity is a part of the business that you must address. By not addressing productivity, your business can suffer really a great deal, right? Not only your business can suffer, but you can suffer, right? You start feeling bad about yourself. You start having self-doubt. You think you're not cut out for it, all that stuff, right? So the best way to address productivity problems is to systematize your implementation practices so you can be consistent in how you plan, prioritize, and execute your work. Today, I would like to talk about one cause of productivity problems, and that is a lack of direction. If you feel you have no clear direction, your team will feel that too. So this can lead to a lot of wasted time, floundering, and lost revenue, right? Because if you're spending money on labor, you know as well as I do, if they're floundering around, you are wasting a lot of money. So to mitigate this risk, we want to start with better planning. Now, planning isn't just about getting organized, right? We can all get caught up in organizing and reorganizing and reorganizing. It's really about understanding what is required to complete your work. To understand what is required, one must understand the goal. And I'm not referring to the goal of your entire business. That is a topic for another conversation. I'm referring to understanding the goal of the work you are doing now. In order to become more clear on the goals, try grouping your work into projects first. Each project will have a goal in mind, and the work being done should be aligned with that goal. Once you have your work categorized into projects, check over your list. Does anything on the list not belong to any of those categories? Evaluate that item to determine why it's on the list. Why did it get there anyway, right? If it has nothing to do with any of the projects you're working on, perhaps it doesn't even belong there. An example would be learning and courses, right? If you're taking a course, I commend you for devoting some time to learning, to professional development, all that stuff. But if you are learning something that has nothing to do with the work you're doing now or the work you will be doing in the next 2 to 4 weeks, I recommend putting it on hold until it is relevant for your work. The chances of you retaining what you learned and actually applying it decreases so much that there's a good chance you'll need to relearn it anyway. So you might as well put it on hold until it's time to learn that thing and apply that thing. So by following this method, when planning your work, you will create a repeatable process that can become part of your productivity system. So you identify your projects, you group that work into projects, and you remove any work not in alignment with the projects you are working on in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Once your work is categorized into projects and the goal of each project is identified, verbalized, and recorded, the next step is to ensure that your work is addressing the requirements. Each requirement should be aligned with the goal of the project. Again, if you're working on something that doesn't align with the goal of the project, it's possible you got off track, right? The dreaded rabbit hole, right? So you don't want to go down the rabbit hole because it's really hard to get out. So if that happens to you, I want you to stop what you're doing and reassess whether this item is aligned with the projects and their goals. So you want to identify your project goals, identify tasks to reach the goal, and put on hold any tasks that are not related to that goal. By doing this, you're going to, really build that solid foundation to your business, right? Because what you can do then is you can repeat this process over and over. Every single time you plan your week, you repeat the process of making sure everything has a category and making sure that those categories of things, those projects that you're working on, have a goal, and that those goals are aligned with your larger goals, right? So make sure that you're not off on some rabbit hole or you're out of scope for the work that you need to do now. So the bottom line, though, guys, is that you have a lifetime of work to do for your business. The work will never run out, trust me. And you can do it all, but you can't do it all now, right? So you have to prioritize your work, and by prioritizing your work, you ensure that everything you're doing is aligned with the project you're working on now and its goals, and it will help you to stop working on things that are irrelevant. The result will be increased productivity and more goals met. Building a solid foundation for your business, and if you do that, your business will last a lifetime and beyond. If you like this video, please hit the like button and post your comments. I'd love to hear more about how you mitigate productivity problems.